computer science teacher. Today we are going to go through the revision for next week's quiz. We have a quiz next week, inshallah. And I need you, the revision is already uploaded for you. I need you to pay attention how to answer the question, the strategy to answer the question, and also some of the tricks that we can get in the question and how to solve them. First, let's start with the practical because it will be much easier for us to answer the question if we know the practical side of it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you right away. Just give me a second. Okay, Zina's here. My screen is shared right now. Okay, this is what we are going to discuss now. Okay, the registration form. Okay. Okay, here, as you can see, I made create a user text box, input box. Okay, create a user input box. I need to add a username here. Okay, so if I choose Kareem, how many letters in Kareem? There are 3 and 6 letters in Kareem. If it's less than 8, it will give me an error message saying the username should be more than 8 characters. If it's more than 9 and above, let me admit one of your colleagues here, it will give me another error message, another message saying that it's a valid username. Let me get back to it, okay? So here, Kareem is less than 8 characters. Let me register, okay? What happens is you can see username must be longer than 8 characters. Username must be longer than 8 characters. This is a message coming from the system saying that the username should be more than 8 characters. About if I add Kareem Abdul Aziz, okay, this is of course more than 8 characters. So I'll get another message saying the username is valid. Okay, let me click on register again. Valid username. Okay. So I need to make this in JavaScript for validation. I need to make this in JavaScript for validation. Let's take a look at the code. Okay, the code is right here. I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller than this. Okay, so you can see it all. Okay, this is the code. Of course, we have taken how to open a notepad, how to make an HTML. Okay, so open HTML and at the end, close HTML. Okay, next, open head and close head. Okay, in the head, we have the title, open title and close title, whatever the title is. And the most important is open body and close body. Okay, after this, I'm going to create a form. Open form and close form. The form, I'll give it a form name. So directly after form, I am writing name equal form1. I'm giving it this form, the name of form1. Why? Whenever I say form1, I'm calling form1 to upload. Okay. Again, whenever I'm calling form1, whenever I'm typing, form1, I'm calling it to upload in front of me. So the name is form1. Next, as you can see here, I need to create a username. Okay, I need to create a username. Okay, so here, create a username, and next to it, there is an input box. How to create an input box? Input type equal text. Input type equal text. Next, I'm going to give this text box a name as well. So I can call it with the name equal text1. Again, the name equal text1. Okay. Next to them, there is a button, as you can see here, right? I need to create this button. So button type equal button. And I am adding an event. Event means a user action. A user action. On click, that means when the user clicks on this button, what happened? I am going to call a function called validate username. Validate username. Okay, so I'm going to call a function. What's the meaning of a function? It's a lines of code to perform one task. Lines of code to perform one task. A function is a number of codes or lines of code to perform one task. Okay, then I am closing the button. Of course, here what's written on the form, sorry, on the button itself, it's register, as you can see it here. Okay, so this is the part of the form. Let me admit one of your colleagues here. Layers here. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the other part, which is the most important for us today. The other part is the JavaScript code. When I start typing or writing in JavaScript, I open script and close script. Again, open script and close script. Okay, that means I am going to make I'm going to write statements in JavaScript. Okay. First step, I'm going to make a function which starts with the word function followed by the function name. Okay. And then I'm going to open a curly bracket and start writing JavaScript statement, as you can see it here. Okay. So as you can see here, someone just came. Just let me admit him, Mustafa. Okay, as you can see here, there is double slashes. That means this part, this statement is a command. That means it will not be executed. It's only as a remark to tell you what the next step is going to be. So the next step, I'm going to make a function. How would I do that? I write the word function, then write the function name, which is in our case here, validate username. Okay. Brackets afterwards, and then a curly bracket. When I open a curly bracket, I need to close it as well. Open a curly bracket and close it as well. Here, another command saying the next step, what the next step is going to be. Get the value of the user input in text1. As you can see here, the user, which is me in this case, I added Kareem Abdelaziz, right? I need to get the value that the user input in the text box. So what's going to happen? I'm going to say const, it's short for constant. That means I am reserving a place in the RAM and I'm giving it a name, username. It will take a constant value. It will take a constant value. That means this value, it's not going to be changed. Okay. Const username equal, I'm going on the right hand side, I am going to form one, which is this form, dot text one. That means I'm going to text one, which is this text box. Okay. And I'm getting the value out of it, which is Kareem Abdelaziz. What would I do is this on the right hand side, this is the operation that's going to be taking place. That means I'm going to take user input. Okay. And I'm going to put it in the RAM in a box called username, and which is on the left hand side. I'm going to put the value that I got from the right hand side in a place in the RAM, a box in the RAM called username. Okay, this is it's I need you to understand, this is not an equation. It's two sides. On the right hand side, I am doing an operation and get the result of it. On the left hand side, it's the place where I keep the result of the first operation. Okay, so again, it's not an equation. It's two sides. One of them is the right hand side where I do the operation and get the result of it. And on the left hand side, it's the place, the name of the place in the RAM where I keep the result. Okay, next, I'm going another remark or comment. Check if the user is too, if the username is too short. How? By comparing it to 8 characters. Okay, I'm going to check by using if statement. So if what's in the username dot length, the length of the username, the length of the characters of the username is less than or equal to 8. This is a question saying, is the length of the username less than or equal 8? If the answer is true, the first statement will be executed. Then I'll if the username is less than 8, what happens? The system will give an alert message, will give a message to the user saying username must be longer than 8 characters. Okay, so again, I have a question after if. and it's called conditional expression. The question is called conditional expression. Again, the question is called conditional expression. Okay, this conditional expression or the question, if the answer for it is true or yes, so the system will execute the first statement after if, which makes a dialog box or a message box saying to the user, username must be longer than 8 characters. Okay, say the answer of the question is false. Again, assume that the answer to the question is false. The system or the website will skip this statement. It will go directly to the statement after else. It will go directly to the statement after else and start executing it. Alert valid username. Give another message saying valid username. Okay, and then we end everything. So if here is for branching, what do I mean by branching? Let me admit one of your colleagues before we continue. Branching means I have more than one option, okay, and I need to take to do one of the options. Either the answer of the question is true, then that means I will execute the first statement. If the answer of the question or the conditional expression is false, I will do the statement, or the system will do the statement after else. This is called branching. That means I have two alternatives. I need to choose one of them depending upon the answer, whether it's true or false, yes or no. Okay. I just need to make sure that all of you understand what I've just explained to you. Okay, please react for this. Give it a thumbs up or raise your hand if you have any questions. Malak, it's okay. Kareem, you got it. Nursin got it. Arwa got it. How about Zahra, Yusuf, Ziad got it. Okay, Yasin. Guys, this is very important part. There is a lot of concepts. Zaina, thank you very much. Okay. Faris, about Dia, Mustafa, Adam. Dia got it. Okay, Mustafa, Adam. Ahmad, don't hesitate to answer, to ask any question, because this is a very important part in JavaScript. Okay. I'm just checking here. Here, what we have done, we have given the text a name. We have given also, we have started using a function, okay, and we wrote the function in JavaScript, as you can see, okay. Start with the function and the function name. Next, I'm going to open a curly bracket, okay, and close it, of course. Next, I'm going to take the value that the user input in the text box and compare it to 8, okay. If it's less than or equal to 8, the user will get a certain message, which is user must be longer than 8 characters. And if statement, if the length is 9 or more, the user will get another message saying valid username. Okay. I need you to understand the alert statement will be executed according to the answer. If the answer to the question or the conditional expression is true, the first one will be executed. If the answer to the question or the conditional expression is false, the second one after else will be executed. That means one of them should be executed, not both of them at the same time. Okay, got it? Let's try to answer some of the questions. Let me check the timing so we can. We have up to 30. We have around 10 minutes. Okay. I need volunteer to start reading the first question here. Okay, let me do it for you because we don't have much time. First, complete the general formula, the general formula of conditional expression. As we said, he is not going to give you this part. What comes before the conditional expression is the if statement itself. Okay, what comes next is the statements to be executed if the condition result lead to a true, and they should be between curly brackets, as you can see it here. Okay, this is the first one. The second one says branching means JavaScript statements are being executed one by one. Branching means, here he is asking about the concept branching. Branching means we have a conditional expression and we have two options. One of them needs to be executed. So here it says branching means JavaScript statements are being executed one by one. The answer is false. Why? Because we have a mismatch here. This is not the definition of branching. That's why it's false. Let's go to the next one. Okay, if the result of the expression is false, here the result of the conditional expression is false. The statement between curly brackets will be executed. Again, this is false. If you return here, after if, where is if, and this is a conditional expression. If the first statement between brackets will be executed if the answer of this conditional expression or question is true. But here what it says, the result of the expression is false. If it's false, what will be executed? The statement after else. The statement after else will be executed. As you can see, there is a mismatch here. That's why the answer is false. Okay, let me go for the next one. To check the conditional expression, we will use function. To check the conditional expression, we will use if statement, not a function. Okay, so as you can see here, to check the conditional expression, here the other part we will use a function. The keyword function is wrong because they don't match. That's why the answer is false. Okay, here it gives you an example of using if statement. If total equal 50, then the result of total is greater than or equal to 50, expression leads to true. If I'm saying that total equal 50, in the RAM I have a box called total. Inside of it there is 50. Okay, and he is asking me, total is total greater than or equal to 50? The answer is true. So here gives the answer is true. That's there is a match. There is a match here. The answer should be true. Okay, we are using text box elements to enter the total degrees. Text box to enter the total degrees. Total degrees for the temperature. Okay, so sometimes we say 22 centigrade, for example. So it's not only a number, it's a number and a letter, a measuring unit as well. So we need to use a text box. Okay, it's not a totally number, it's a number with a measuring unit, which is centigrades in our case. So the answer is true. As long as there is a match between the two parts of the sentence, that means the answer should be true. Let's go to number 6. To check the conditional expression, we will use if statement. So here I'm checking what? The conditional expression, the question. So I'm using what? I'm using if statement. They match together. That means the answer would be true. Okay, condition is an expression that must be evaluated first and lead to true or false. Of course, the condition or the condition or conditional expression, it should be evaluated, right? It can give you one of two answers, either true or false. So as you can see, there is a match here. The first part of the sentence matches the second part of the sentence. That means the answer is true. Okay, let's take another question here. If total equal 200, then the result of the total less than 200. I put in the RAM in a place called total 200. And I'm asked the question, is total is less than 200? That leads to true? Of course not. It leads to false. That's why we have a mismatch, and the answer is false. Number 9, branching is execute or non-execute some of JavaScript statements according to the condition expression result. This is a definition of branching. Okay, one of the statements will be executed and the other will not be executed. So he says what? According, of course, to the result. So what's he saying here? Branching is execute or non-execute. That's correct. Some of the JavaScript statements according to the condition expression, according to what? According to result. As you can see, there is a match here between the two parts of the sentences of the sentence. That means the answer should be true, and this is the definition of branching as well. Okay. Number 10, all JavaScript statements within head and head tag are implemented automatically. You need to understand this. JavaScript can be written also in the head, and it will be executed automatically. If two places where I can write JavaScript in HTML, the first place is in the body section, the second place is in the head section, and in the head section, it will be implemented automatically. Okay. Okay. Any question regarding this? Is it clear for all of us?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you next time. Wish you all the best in the next quiz, next week, inshallah. See you soon. Have a nice day. Bye.